City Marathon?
What's up, guys? Tyler here, gaming hard, bringing you,
Sometimes I defecate in my pants.
bringing you guys some more hobbies and pastimes. I just heard that guy. During races, sometimes I defecate in my pants. So ridiculous. Anyway, man, so more hobbies and pastimes, and this is the Coyote Cross Country Triathlon. And I make it sound like it might be something fun, but it is not. But, you know, unfortunately, it is required for 100% game completion. And I don't believe that you have to place first in it. If I remember correctly, you only have to place in the top 3 in each triathlon to have them count toward your 42 hobbies and pastimes. But we're going to go ahead and get first place here and the gold medal anyway. Now, the triathlons are decent fun, usually. And the reason that I'm saying that this one isn't fun is because it is just simply way too long. Way too long. It's ridiculous. This is, I mean, when it says cross country, it means this is a long ass fucking triathlon, man. There's just no two ways about it at all. At the beginning of this particular triathlon, it tells you, the game tells you that you should alternate your speed in order to save on stamina and be able to, kind of reuse, your stamina throughout the triathlon. But here's the thing: if you have your stamina maxed out, you're never gonna run out of stamina. And really, like when it comes to the running parts of this race, or the cycling parts of this race, if you slow down and go from rapidly tapping the X button or the A button if you're on Xbox, if you slow down and go from rapidly tapping the X button to, say, like holding the X button, which basically, as we all know, your character basically has like 3 speeds basically in GTA. There's either just the normal walking, moving forward speed of just pressing the left stick forward, or there is holding down X, which brings you to like a jog, or there is rapidly tapping X, which causes you to sprint, or swim really fast, or, cycle really fast, what have you. And throughout this triathlon, if you want to stay in contention for this thing, you are going to need to hammer on the X button the entire time. Because if you slow down and you just hold X for a while, everyone is going to pass you. And I'm going to be straight up. On this swimming part, you're not going to be passing anybody anyway. Um, so don't worry about that. If you're on this swimming part of the triathlon and you're like, wow, like I cannot even get beyond 7th place, don't worry about it. Just, you know, be comfortable, hang in the back of the pack, and, you know, just tap that X button as you're moving along, and, you know, kind of try to relax during this portion of the triathlon, because this long swim is only the beginning. And yeah, I cannot believe this is just my, you know, one of my typical little triathlon videos, and this one's 28 minutes long. 28, almost 29 minutes long, this triathlon. And I remember looking at the leaderboards after finishing this triathlon, and number 1 in the world, he was like 24 minutes or something like that. And it boggles my mind how you can shave, you know, 4.5, almost 5 minutes off of your time on this. I mean, I have maxed out stamina, and I'm hammering on the X button the entire time. And your hand's just gonna get super worn out. But I don't know how. There's such a large difference there. The guy who has that world record right now must have found some shortcuts or something. And I guess that's how people do it on the races, you know, but there's always such a massive difference in time from my time and the world record, and I'm always just curious about how they manage to pull off some of those times, you know? And let me tell you guys, it is going to be tough for me to come up with stuff to say for the entirety of this video, because I am already beginning to draw a blank. And we're only about 1/3 of the way through. Not even 1/3 of the way through. Not until we get to this finish line up here, anyway. And yeah, guys, again, just don't worry about what your position is in the race. Don't worry about your place until you start cycling. And when you start cycling, that's when you really want to be going for first, because you want to be in first place when you transition from cycling to running. I remember when I started this race, I was so nervous about last place throughout the entirety of the swimming that I quit the triathlon toward the end of the swimming section. And then I fired it back up, and I was like, there's just no way I can do any better than this, man. And I don't know why all the other NPCs manage to stay ahead of you whenever you're swimming, but they do. And I could not get around them, no matter how hard I tried. So now we're cycling. We've picked up some ground.
Take care.
And we've pulled into first place. But during this cycling portion, first place is going to constantly be under contention. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. At one point, we will just try to see what will happen if we do just hold X. And you'll see that I just get passed by everybody immediately. And I know just hammering on the X button or the A button is exhausting. What I would try, if I were you,
Your mama drank lead.
and what I did personally, is I would swap off. I would tap X for a long time with my thumb, and then swap out and go to tapping it with my index finger. Sometimes whenever that's a habit I've had for a long time, especially like with quick time events where you're having to, just sit there and jam on the same button over and over again, real rapidly. I've always used my index finger for that kind of stuff ever since, God of War, the first God of War game. When, thinking back, I don't know. I wonder which game had the very first QuickTime events, because I remember God of War, playing those God of War games. Those were like the first time that I really remember seeing them. And then, eventually it just evolved into, nowadays you have games that are all QuickTime events. And I'm not saying anything bad, like about Heavy Rain, for instance, which is almost all QTEs, or even this new Beyond Two Souls, which I haven't got to play yet. Those are these really heavy narrative driven experiences, and although the gameplay probably really isn't the greatest, they really do manage to make a compelling and engaging experience, even with the limitations of the QuickTime event, But Heavy Rain was a good game. I've got the platinum on that one. Saw all 25 endings or whatever it was.
You got this, Franklin. You got this.
It was a bit of a grind getting all those endings, but it was a decent game. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, they have terrible games, too, that are all QuickTime events and stuff like that. And stuff that's just... I remember playing Sopranos Road to Respect back on the PS2, and that game was very QuickTime event heavy, and it was terrible. It was really bad. Or, I saw some video the other day of this guy playing Saw 2, and it's really bad also. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm just talking about random shit here because there's not really too much to say about this stuff, dude. You just have to hammer on the X button or the A button the entire time. And I mean, I can guarantee you, at this point, your hand is going to be cramping up. This is so long. But at least, if you guys watch this video before playing it, at least you'll know what to expect. And that reminds me, I forgot to actually mention the location of this triathlon. Well, there isn't very many triathlons in GTA 5. I think that there's only like 3 or 4. And this is the last one that you unlock. So this is, supposed to be the culmination of all the triathlons that you've done so far. And it's located right there by the Alamo Sea, by Sandy Shores, right by where the Alamo Sea Triathlon was. It's very close to that, and you unlock an off-road race right by there eventually as well, which I'll be doing that off-road race real soon. and putting it up, because it is one of the very last hobbies and pastimes that we have to do, guys. This guide is nearly complete. I just uploaded the lap dance video today. Hopefully I don't get in any trouble for that video, or get told I need to take it down or anything based on, you know, the nudity. I was like, I uploaded the video earlier and then I looked at the thumbnail and it's just this, you know, stripper's ass. And I'm like, oh great. Yeah, I'm gonna get fucking flagged. But it was part of the Hobbies and Pastimes, man, and you know, despite kind of the controversy behind how kind of scuzzy and skeezy that minigame is, it is required for 100% game completion, and I'm gonna have a full Hobbies and Pastimes guide on my channel. Bottom line. And I think about all we have left is we need to do golf and go par for the course in golf. And
You slimy asshole.
I don't know. There'll just be a few races, like off-road races, maybe another sea race. I'm not sure, but not that much. I think when I looked at the 100% checklist last, this brought us to like 39 out of 42 hobbies and pastimes. So this guide is nearly complete. We got the tennis up, we got the darts up, we got all the street races, sea races, off-road races, triathlons, we got all the parachute jumps and flight school missions up, we got some of the shooting range up. Didn't actually do the shooting range in its entirety. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you just need to get bronze in all of the challenges up there at the shooting range. So, pretty simple, you know. If you had to get gold in all of them, it would be pretty difficult, because I have tried to get gold in all of them, and it is pretty difficult. But thankfully, you know, you only need to get gold in one of them for the multi-discipline trophy, and the rest you can get by with bronze, just like with the flight school missions, and even just like with the triathlons. You could actually come in 3rd place here, and it's still going to count toward your hobbies and pastimes. So you don't have to master all these skills. You just have to, you know, complete this shit, basically. That being said, with me being a completionist and stuff like that, I do, you know, for the most part, I strive to be the best I can be. But I'm not going to waste hours at the shooting range trying to get gold.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And as I said, guys, you can see that first place is constantly in contention throughout the cycling portion of this triathlon. You know, you're going to pull into first and hold it for a while, and then you're going to lose it for a bit, and then you're going to retake it, and you're going to make up a lot of extra ground, and you're going to get a ways ahead, and then they're going to close the gap and then get back in front of you again, and it's going to go back and forth like that, like a long-ass game of leapfrog, all the way until you get to that running portion. And as I said, once you get to that leg of the triathlon where it's time to start the running and enter the final leg of the race, you want to try to be in first place at that particular point. because, and the reason, and that is just if you're wanting to go for first. If you're cool with just going ahead and getting third place, I totally understand, but the risk associated with that is that if you wind up, you know, kind of in a comfortable little position in third place, and then something happens right at the end, and you wind up getting overtaken somehow, and you wind up in fourth place, you're going to have to do this entire fucking thing again. And, oh my god. After doing this, my hand was cramped up. I'm telling you, I turned the game off for a while. This is simply too much, man. This is just way too long.
Get back here!
Whoa. You can occasionally knock the other bike riders off their bikes. Keep an eye out for that. If you get an opportunity to do something like that, it will benefit you. Just, you know, slam your bike into the guy who's first place. Make him crash, and then you'll be able to hold first place for a while. Maybe. Hell yeah, we got one right there.
Here we go.
God. I am really out of shit to say. But I try to make sure that I put commentary on all my videos. And I've kind of thought of it as, you know, there's some great Let's Play guys out there who do an awesome job, and they just do what is necessary, and they upload a video of them completing content in these different games, and they don't record any voiceover. And I think so often that a lot of things benefit, or that, you know, players benefit in a lot of different ways by watching videos with commentary where things can be explained. Now, obviously that's not always necessary. Like, in the case of this video, I mean, I really only needed to cover a few things, right?
You asshole.
You gotta hammer X the whole time. Don't bother trying to alternate speeds. Try to be in first place when you transition from cycling to running. And, you know, that pretty much about does it. Other than, oh my god, goddamn, this fucking race is long. I mean, but that pretty much covers it. And then I could just sit back and be quiet, but then you'd just be staring at Franklin's ass, going side to side, and you'd start to question your sexuality. I'm just joking. Yeah.
Are you following me?
Alright, cycling done. Let's run.
Oh, hell yeah.
What are these fucking spectators doing?
I'm so glad they invented
The NPCs in GTA, man, they've always been, I mean, but I will admit that they manage to be so varied with the different things that NPCs say and stuff like that in this game. And I've said it before in other videos, but especially, you know, doing all this post-game stuff, you know, after beating the story, and then you're running around and you're getting the collectibles and you're completing the miscellaneous tasks and the hobbies and pastimes and all these different things that you need to do for 100% game completion. While you're running around doing all this stuff, you really get a chance to take in the world. And the attention to detail in this game is stunning. And it is unlike anything I have really seen before on a scale this large. Now, I've seen games, even games that are on console, that have more content than GTA 5, like Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, for example, which has like fucking 200 hours of content or some shit. Just ridiculously lengthy game. But the thing is, even with games like that that have massive amounts of content, far more than GTA does, it really gets repetitive, and it gets repetitive quickly. Whereas in GTA, it is a lot of content, and it manages to stay pretty varied. And the same thing goes for the world building. You know, when you have these massive worlds, you'll oftentimes see, you know, repeating kind of patterns in the landscape and things like that, like in the sci-fi MMO game Defiance. The game is really, really big, but so much of it looks the same. Not the same thing here with GTA 5. This world is so big and all over the place. There is that fucking attention to detail. Just random stuff, like the prison that's out here. Just this huge prison, and you never go there on a mission or anything like that. You do a little bit in GTA Online, but nothing serious. And there's like a little hippie camps out here in Blaine County and things like that. Stuff just all over the place. And it's really amazing, man. And this game is really just awe-inspiring whenever you stop to think about it. Anyway, guys, there's your first place finishing. One exhausting triathlon. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. As always, have a good one, and keep on gaming hard.